Live, local, late breaking. This is Newswatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. The time is 6:30 on November 14th. Welcome to Newswatch 12 this morning. I'm Carlos Murrieta. We're taking a live look out at Phoenix from Garrison's home. We first want to turn over to Storm Tracker 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman for a look at your Friday.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Chilly temperatures this morning. We got some areas of fog in some of our inland valleys. That'll burn off. And by the time the kids come home from school, lots of sunshine expected this afternoon. Temperatures not as warm as yesterday in the Rogue Valley. We hit a record high in Medford yesterday, hitting 76 degrees. The old record, 71, set back in 1995. We'll have to settle with low 60s for today, up to 61 in Grants Pass, 61 degrees in Brookings, some lower 50s in the Basin, and 58 degrees in Wairika. Ample sunshine today. Even tomorrow, it stays pretty quiet for us here in Southern Oregon and Northern California. But tracking the next storm system Sunday into Monday, maybe some better chances of higher elevation snow, but the forecast models are still differing quite a bit on exactly how that system is going to play out and how much moisture there'll be, rain, snow amounts, as well as impacts with wind. But next couple days do look pretty quiet, so if you have any raking or leaf blowing to do with the windy weather the last couple days, we should see some pretty good conditions tomorrow and today to take care of those leaves. I'll take a closer look at your weekend forecast coming up in just a bit. Carlos?
Thank you, Matt. We have updated results from the Jackson County special election, giving us more insight to the fate of Measure 15238 and the Creekside Quarter project. A total of 9,061 Medford voters said yes to the measure, bringing the percentage of yes votes up to 52%. Voter turnout for the special election in Jackson County currently stands at 30%, which is close to the statewide voter turnout for this year's special election. So, what does this mean for Measure 15238 and the Creekside Quarter project? Well, these updated results mean that the maximum rate for the Medford's transient lodging tax will be raised from 11 to 13%, and the funds from the tax increase will be used in Phase 1 of the Creekside Quarter project, as it'll go into the project's conference center. Medford city leaders have ramped up their discussions around the project, and here's another look into how those discussions are going.
We want to know our steps from where we're sitting tonight to opening day, April 2028.
In Medford's study session for the Creekside Quarter project, Mayor Michael Zerosinski laid out what he believes could progress the project.
I see it as a first step forward is assuming the majority of money is going to come from Europe. Direct staff to come basically go through all the steps that we have to get to a relatively solid number to basically put in the plan. Make sure that that type of stadium is acceptable with the owner.
However, councilors expressed concerns about the stadium's financing plan and whether the public desires the stadium.
I think that the mirror portion of it would happen a long ways down the road. So that's my only concern is how much do we invest in it, not knowing really what the public desire is going to be for us doing the stadium.
We're generally much more confident that a convention center or conference center would be a better idea.
Councilor Mike Kurlinger expressed that he is intrigued in the project, but laid out what he believes is necessary public engagement.
What I would want to try to gauge with public engagement, with civic engagement, is how many people just feel like, no, absolutely not, we hate this idea, you should never even consider it, versus yes, whatever it takes, this is the best thing ever.
At the end of the study session, City Attorney Eric Minton expressed that he will now work on details regarding the cost of the project to bring back to City Council. Reporting in Medford, I'm Daryl Green.
And we're also continuing to track Prop 50 after the special elections, as the Justice Department is suing to block the new congressional district boundaries in California. The challenge by the Trump administration comes after Prop 50 passed across the state. The measure allows state Democratic lawmakers to replace congressional lines drawn by the state's independent commission. Now, this would make 5 U.S. House seats more favorable for Democrats. Prop 50 aims to counter a similar Republican-led effort in Texas, which was backed by President Trump. A closer look at the lawsuit can be found on our website. And moving And into a crime alert, the Ashland Police Department is asking for the public's help in identifying this robbery suspect after he strong-armed a woman's purse from her. Police say the robbery happened Wednesday afternoon at Albertsons on Ashland Street. Anyone who can identify this suspect is asked to call the Ashland Police Department. And in an update, the Rogue River National Recreational Trail is closed indefinitely due to fire damage from the Moon Complex. The trail from Mariel to Foster Bar is closed due to fire-damaged trees, unstable slopes, and damaged retaining walls. Now, the area has been assessed and repairs will continue through the winter and into spring.
A lot of fire damaged trees that could come down at any time over the trail. Some already have come down. There's quite a bit of work to do. So it's those imminent threats to human safety that will keep it closed for now.
Recreational activities along the river are open, but camping and fishing from the riverbank in the fire-affected area is prohibited. More information on the closure can be found on our website. And Rural Metro Fire is reminding you that closing a door during a home fire can save your life. Now, according to the fire department, a closed door limits air movement through a home, slowing the spread of a fire, heat, and smoke. Every second counts when you're in a fire situation, especially when you are asleep, and every action can be the difference. If you're sleeping with a closed door and it makes you feel uncomfortable, be sure to have an adequate number of working smoke and carbon monoxide alarms throughout your home. And as fall weather settles over southern Oregon, high winds and heavy rains are putting homeowners, trees, and homes at risk. Experts say proper tree care can prevent serious damage. So let's bring in Newswatch 12's Danny Stepanovich with more. Danny, we've been seeing trees topple over all around the Rogue Valley in recent weeks. What do homeowners need to know about keeping their trees safe and healthy?
Thanks, Carlos. Tree crews tell me they weren't surprised to see trees toppling over. A telltale sign is if you see roots popping above the ground, but the most common hazard is dead limbs, which is why regular tree trimming every 3 to 5 weeks is recommended. Medford resident Rob Adams' clean-cut lawn used to be filled with trees, but after learning the trees he inherited were diseased, he quickly got rid of them.
I think you need to get it done sooner rather than later because you have a tree come through your roof or into your backyard, it can kill somebody.
And as trees across the region are shedding leaves and entering a period of rest, it means it's the perfect time to trim them.
When you let trees grow out a lot, we recommend to give trees attention every 3 years at least.
He says that helps reduce stress on the tree and can prevent property damage. Dead limbs also create a fire hazard. They act as fuel if flames spread near your home. Add in heavy wind or snowfall, and that extra weight can send branches crashing down. One common practice, though, can actually make trees more hazardous. I'm standing where once upon a time a tree used to stand, right below Pacific power lines. Now experts say topping isn't a fix, it's actually a risk.
Pacific Power come in and top, and then it killed that tree.
If you top it, you'll have someone out there the next year. All that energy that the trees used to shooting up into the branches, it doesn't have anywhere to go, so it just shoots up new sprouts. There's so many of them, it creates a bigger hazard than there was in the first place.
With diseased trees and high winds already causing trees to completely topple over, homeowners like Rob are taking no chances. In Medford, Danny Stepanovich. David tells me the last thing he wants to do is completely remove a tree, and most of the time it can be avoided. Live in studio, Danny Stepanovich.
These goats are helping the Phoenix Talent School Districts clear weeds, brush, and blackberry bushes, making the Phoenix Talent School District's grounds more fire resilient. Students are getting hands-on experience providing vaccinations and preventative care. They're also helping to improve the grounds without the use of pesticides.
We take the babies out to like the elementary, we've taken goats out to the middle school for the students to actually try to get interested in agriculture and animal sciences and things to help grow the program at the high school.
Now this coming Monday, I'll have that full story on these goats and show you how they are not only a staple in the school district, but in the Phoenix talent community. Now things are sizzling at Phoenix High School as the first ever kitchen clash will take place tomorrow. Phoenix High School will be hosting the Culinary Showdown featuring student chefs from several schools throughout the Rogue Valley like Ashland, Klamath Falls, and many more. Newswatch 12 went to Phoenix to see how the students are preparing for the big competition.
Show the judges and everyone our hard work that my team has been putting into this class. Countless hours just practicing, coming up with recipes, looking at different things. So I'm just ready to actually show our hard work and hopefully win.
The student chefs will be challenged to create a 3-point landing dish featuring protein, starch, and vegetables. To make things even more exciting, they'll have to incorporate a mystery ingredient revealed only at the start of the competition. Tune in to our evening newscast later today for the full coverage of the kitchen clash. And today we're ringing in the season of giving with the Salvation Army annual Red Kettle Kickoff event. Now bells are ringing a little earlier in the past this year as they're seeing a 50% increase in the number of people who need help. There are 20 kettle locations across Jackson County, with the South Medford Fred Meyer hosting the kickoff celebration. Now every dollar donated into the kettle will be matched with an additional $20 from local sponsors. Newswatch 12 will be there live from 4, 5, and 6, so be sure to tune in.